My own Danielle's Sweet Treats. So today I'll be making a raspberry and honey flapjack, nice and easy for kids to just crack out. And I have got it all written down so I don't forget things. I'm a bit blonde today. And I've also got a sticky toffee banana bread with a banana and pecan brittle to go on top. So the sticky toffee cake will take about an hour to cook, so we're going to go straight into that first. And while that's baking, we're going to get everything else made, the flapjack and then the brittle. So nice and easy night. Nice and easy if you do with kids or let them just crack on their own. It's up to you. So please remember to like and share the post for a chance to win a £25 voucher with Carol next week. It's usually next Monday where she does it. Okie doke. So yeah, it's one of them days, guys. So please bear with us. And today on the camera is Mark.
Hey.
Wait, both of us aren't feeling too great. So if we're not as talkative as usual, don't worry about it. Keep the comments coming. So if any of you ask for anything and I don't have a link to it, if anybody could please pop it up in case Carol's not with us, that'd be fabulous. Thank you, everybody.
We rely on Maureen McDonald for that.
Yeah,
she always comes
we'll rely on Maureen.
My mate.
So please remember, everything that I make will stay in the kitchen. I'm not going to be giving this stuff out. Maybe to neighbours, but that's about it. So yes, straight on with the cake. We need the oven on 180 degrees. Taking me a minute. No, 160, sorry. 160 degrees, same as a normal cake. I am so losing the plot today.
Good start.
I know, good start. So first of all, a loaf pan. These are brand new, so behind me. And then you're going to line it.
Hello, Danielle and Mark. Hello, Danielle and Mark.
Hello.
Evening, guys. Evening, Mark.
Hi.
Hey, good morning. Evening.
That's what Chris does.
Missed it. What you making? I'm just told it.
It's in the name of the post. Sticky toffee, banana bread and raspberry and honey flapjacks. Okay. So to line your loaf tin, you just want one strip of paper, width, length, even. Because then it's going to go straight across.
What are you making?
Swear to God, I'm going to hit you with this. Don't. Not in that mood for messing about today, babe. So just a little bit of fry light.
She's that poorly. She's got a plain apron.
I'm not that poorly, I'm just that behind because I've been trying to do gardening that I've had to put one of my naughty ones on backwards because I can't find any of my normal ones.
Oh, I've just noticed though that you can read it from thing, yeah.
Whoops.
How's your teeth?
Yes, I said earlier about that you might not be talking too much because you're done.
You know, I haven't been able to feel it for a bit.
Good tablets I bought you then.
Either that or this is kicked in straight away.
Okay, so I'm just going to shorten it down to just a tiny bit above the tin. As everything's in, it'll hold it up against the sides, so not too bothered if it flops over for now. So just like that, nice and easy lined.
Kevin and Perry came.
If they noticed it in the background.
No, I've just noticed it.
Okay, so, 1 second.
So funny and normal. Love your life from Ireland.
Oh, fabulous. I'm glad you like them.
Francis McCarthy.
Bowl first. Scales. Wiping everything over because I had a bit of an icing sugar explosion earlier. Okay.
400.
It took me a minute to realise what you meant by 400 then. Okay, so to start, you want 125 grams of butter, and this is normal salted butter, so then I don't have to add any more salt to anything later on. That's how warm it is, that's just...
Oh man. You're not putting mayo in this and all.
It's not mayo!
No, I know that's not mayo.
I'm not putting
You
mayo
say
in
mayo's
anything.
not going in this and all, is it?
No, it's not.
Alright, eyeball.
Paul, 125 grams of butter. So with this, you can use the salted caramel icing sugar if you want. I've run out of almost everything. I forgot to ask Carol to send it, so I'm just going to use a bit of normal sugar for now. But it is so much better using the icing sugars. Or you can even use a banana one. I think there's a banana milkshake. I can't remember.
Nesquik.
No, not Nesquik.
Or an actual sugar flavour banana milkshake.
Yeah. Sugar. Yeah. So 75 grams of flavouring icing sugar.
Why is it in a Ziploc bag?
This is normal because I've not got any icing sugar left.
Where you got that one from then?
This is normal sugar. I'm doing. I know.
Why is it in a Ziploc bag?
Because it was in a giant bag. Okay.
Oh, Colombia, isn't it?
And then 50 grams of demerara sugar. I'll get that later.
Yes, dear. What are you making? Banana bread, is it? It's in the description.
It's in the description at the top of the post. Sticky toffee banana bread with a banana and pecan brittle. And then I'm doing a raspberry and honey flapjack. My mind is honestly so boggled today, it's unbelievable.
Boggle mind.
I know. And you want to cream that up.
Let's play Kaplunk. Which one's Kaplunk? Is that where you pull the sticks out?
I think so.
What's he doing?
I don't know.
Oh, I've gone offline here.
Okay, so to that you want to add, what are they? 2 bananas. You can use overripe ones, but I ran out, so I've just had to go and buy some new ones.
I put some syrup in my cakes after you did that last week and mayo in some. It was brilliant.
Thank you. It is so good. So you want 2 bananas mashed in. If they're more ripe, they mash easier.
Monster mash.
Monster mash.
It was a graveyard smash. I was working in the lab late one night.
Oh,
My son loved his Guinness and mayonnaise chocolate cake. That is just rancid.
And then mash that up. I'm kind of regretting not just using my mixer here. Should I just chuck it in mixer and make life easy?
Oh, Jesus, here we go. Let me get my headphones on first.
Oh, behave.
Watching and listening to you whilst playing the family edition of Cards Against Humanity.
Brilliant.
We played a ridiculous one, didn't we? Is that what it was?
That one what we played in Wales, yeah.
Oh dear.
So I'm just shoving this in mixer to give that a mix up and save my arm some work.
When my eyes beheld an eerie sight.
They all follow the finishing
Yeah,
you
they're
do.
doing Monster Mash, aren't they?
Oh dear. You're all nutters.
Like your top. It's mine.
What, you wear dresses from New Look?
Yeah. I put syrup in my chocolate cake. Your recipe, but it seemed to be mostly at the bottom of the cake. Is that normal?
The syrup? The syrup's combined throughout everything.
I put syrup in my chocolate cake. Your recipe, but it seems to be mostly at the bottom of the cake. Is that normal?
It's usually combined all throughout, my darling. It'll stick to the egg protein as it's cooking. So I'm not too sure about that. That's not even plugged in. We're on such a good start today. Oh dear me. I'm doing great today.
Watching you whilst enjoying a huge Chinese banquet and drinking Asti for our 21st wedding anniversary. Sarah Saunders.
Oh, happy anniversary. I love Asti. It's what we had at our wedding.
I've
That's
been
what I
coped
drink.
for 21 years.
Probably the same way you've coped with me for 11. You need to add 3 medium eggs.
Well, that is how you cope. 3 medium eggs.
Sarcastic sod. 3 medium eggs in there. A fly's coming through patio door.
Can't believe it.
I know. I'll get you later with swatter. I'll set dog on it. Right.
I'm not chasing flies.
But you'll chase waterfalls.
No, not me.
Oh, you've not even clicked on, have you?
Yes, I have, Doug.
Give that a mix in.
Apparently the Asti helps. The Asti helps cope.
Asti will help. And then you want 50 grams of natural yoghurt. Let me get me 2 tablets out.
All
From the
right.
brown packet. 50 grams of a natural yoghurt. And mix that in. Then you want to fold in 200 grams of plain flour. Thank you, darling.
Get some vanilla vodka down your neck.
Ooh.
I'm not allowed.
No, he's not allowed. So you want 200 grams of plain flour. Thank you.
It's alright.
A tiny little bit of sea salt. Only the tiniest bits use salted butter.
Why sea salt?
I just find it's a nicer taste than normal salt.
Alright.
Well, that's why I've got 3 bottles of the stuff.
That mixer looks ace.
I want to decorate it with all my vinyl stuff.
It's really a lawnmower.
Baking powder. I knew I forgot something. I'm not the brightest of people.
Shall I to do it?
You want 2 spoons of baking powder.
Oh my god, I spot the Kevin and Perry unicorn pie.
I've not stripped it yet. I've had a bit of a lazy time. And then you want to fold all that together. I think I'm done with that now. Okay. So you want to fold that together. So there's a couple of little things you can do to change this up if you want to make it a bit more your own. So for the brittle, I've got banana crisps. Obviously we've got banana bits in there, but you're welcome to add some broken up banana crisp bits by Whitworth's. They're who I was told about the other day. Or you can add in chunks of banana, add chunks of fudge in there. It's really nice. Or Thornton's vanilla fudge. Chop that up and chuck that in. It will melt, but it was so nice. Rippled through, it's gorgeous.
Was that a teaspoon or a tablespoon?
2 teaspoons. I've kind of given up on the whole fold.
Is that nearly a tablespoon then?
No, it's about half a tablespoon.
Is it?
I think so. I have no idea. My head's in the clouds today. So, dates and pecans. So you want about 10 dates. Take the pit out, chop them up into bits, because this is what makes it fudgy. I cannot stand dates. They make me feel sick. So I might gip when I'm trying to sort these out.
Oh bloody hell! Aren't we all
I
right
hate
here?
them.
Aren't we all right here?
I hate them. But they literally all dissolve and it's what makes it lovely sticky. It's beautiful. And then you want about 50 grams of pecans smashed up. So let's do the pecans first. Jesus. Why is it not opening?
Is this going to be a Danielle smash moment?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I like a good Danielle smash moment. So you want about 50 grams of pecans. The other half will go in the brittle.
Interesting fact for you by Nicky King. A teaspoon is 5 millilitres and a tablespoon is 15.
There you go then. Thank you, Nicky. Oh, I don't know where my rolling pin is. I'd have been good to get everything out beforehand. I just miss everything.
Well, it is a bit...
Rubbish of me.
Well,
Unprepared.
one of them days though.
And smash them to bits. You can also use walnuts if you like walnuts, but I prefer pecans. I find pecans give off a sweeter taste when they're cooked compared to walnuts, so that's why I like to use pecans rather than walnuts. What?
Don't like nuts.
I know, but I don't mind these when they're cooked.
So what are these nuts?
Pecans. I don't get what you're giggling at me for! I only like these when they're cooked.
What, these nuts?
Oh, for God's sake, behave! Giggling.
No, I don't want to giggity. I'm on about that in that bum zip bag. These nuts.
I know! I've clicked on what he was doing.
Take it out from the nuts. I would need to leave pecans out. My husband and eldest son are allergic.
Oh, no. Then leave them out if that's what you want. I'd add,
Are you trying to nick Mo's star status with Mark? That's the Nicky King. Text from doing that.
What?
Taking that Maureen's star status from me.
You've got no chance. He's in love with her.
Takes a lot to get star status for me.
I don't even have it yet, and I've been with him 11 years.
You're nowhere near bottom of the pile yet. You can stop putting mayo in your cakes and have your start.
So chop these up into little bits. If you don't like dates, then the smaller you chop them, the better. Because then they will dissolve even more. If you do bigger bits, you're going to get little chunky, chewy bits.
If you don't like them, you wouldn't use them, would you?
No, but it's what makes it sticky. That's what's in toffee cake and everything.
Is it?
Yeah, that's what
right.
makes it sticky. Because they literally dissolve into nothingness, and it's beautiful. But they're minging. It's so sticky. And I've been good. I've only got my little knife out. I didn't go and get the big thing out.
Anne Reynolds.
What?
Can't be.
Anne Reynolds. I will literally wet my pants if it's that Anne.
It says late in. What are you making, please, Anne Reynolds?
Hi, Anne.
It's not.
Do you work in Dinnington?
I can't see if it's a. Well, it's not letting me click on it, but
It won't. That's
I
brilliant.
can't see the picture properly.
So yeah,
Hello,
it's
everyone. Hello, everyone.
raspberry and honey flapjack.
You can't beat sticky.
I so wanted to chuck some onto the end of that. It's honey and raspberry flapjacks and sticky toffee banana loaf with a banana and pecan brittle.
It is red hot in here, isn't it? Don't we put this fan on?
No, babe, no, because phone will pick up the sound of that rather than me.
What, even if it's over there somewhere? Or?
Yeah, it's got a directional microphone. So that phone has the microphone all the way around the phone. Which is just weird.
Is that why it's called a microphone?
I've got a rolling pin and a knife. Really, my darling.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Jousting tonight.
Jousting. Emma Ellis is watching.
Hi Emma. So give that a good mix. So please remember to like and share the post. Get everyone to see me. You'll have a chance at winning a £25 voucher with Carol the sugar and crumbs, which is just a dream. Lots of icing sugar. Lots of goodies.
I could eat dates on their own.
Oh, no.
Not locking up.
You're strange. Well, I'm strange, but no.
Hi, from Lincoln. Hello, Lincoln.
Hi. Right, and then you want to put that mixture into there.
What's going on over there?
And this will take about an hour to cook at 160 degrees in your oven. It's cooked when a knife comes out the middle, clean.
What just appears out middle?
What?
A knife just appears out middle.
No, you prod it with a knife.
I'm not
like I'm going to
messing
stab
with
you with a knife.
Hi from Chester. Hello, Chester.
Hello.
I hate dates, but they're good in sticky toffee pudding.
They are. It's what makes them. Especially when they're chopped up little, you can't tell they're there. But when the big chunky bits, you can't do it.
No one's ever took me on a date.
Are you kidding me?
So now, have you tried Carol's new whipping it up yet?
No, I've not. So give that a good bang.
Is it a £2 tin?
Yes, they are. They're nice and cheap and cheerful, actually, these
No,
ones.
I think it means £2 in weight, not...
Yeah, I know it means £2 in weight, and I'm saying it's a nice, cheap, cheerful pan, so you don't need the big, expensive ones that you can buy.
My bad. I don't even do baking. I don't even know why I'm here.
Pop that in the centre of your oven, 160 degrees, and it'll take about an hour.
What, an hour?
Yeah. Low and slow makes the perfect cake. Oh, I forgot to put them in it. You don't have to add them in the middle.
You just mugged your head off there, don't you?
I know, I'm a bit of an idiot.
One of them days, though.
It is one of them days.
Feeling like a freight train.
Let's make a brittle. Let's make a brittle.
Come again?
Pardon?
Come again?
No. Where's my pan?
No.
No!
Like to eat dates on their own. Can't stand them in bakes. Means I miss out on sticky toffee puddings. You're here for comedy value, Mark. Oh
Yes,
my
yes.
god, that's made me choke.
There. So I'm putting a non-stick mat at the base of my pan. So when the brittle's on it, it's easier to remove and it doesn't crack in such small bits. Because there's nothing worse than when it all cracks into dust. So with a non-stick mat, you can slip it off and it's easier to peel off of the side. Right, let's get going. So, pan to melt.
Oh, my Auntie Gail's here.
Hi, Auntie Gail. Bets, place your bets. How many times do I burn this?
It's like ready, steady, cook.
I know, just to screw it up more. So,
We've got 10 minutes remaining, 10 minutes remaining.
10 minutes left.
Doom, 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 doom. Can we see Mark? No.
No. You all give him too much attention as it is.
Just the size of my head now.
No, there's...
Look at it.
Sorry, I've got everything written down and I'm just going through things in my head of what I need. I'm having a moment. Right. 50 grams of demerara. 50 grams of castor, because that'll melt first and then it'll combine everything together to melt together as one rather than burning in bits and bobs. This is my way to try and not burn everything within sight. So 50 grams of normal sugar,
Including the kitchen.
castor or granulated, it's up to you, but the smaller it is, the easier it melts.
What does giggity mean?
Quagmire off
Watch Family Guy.
Family Guy. And then you want 50 grams sticky toffee pudding, icing sugar. So I find this gives a lovely taste to the brittle, so it's not just normal sugars, it's got a little bit of spicy kick to it. Does that make sense? Without messing with the colour of it by adding spices yourself. So 50 grams of the icing sugar.
My Auntie Gail says you do a great job.
Thank you, Auntie Gail.
Talk to me though.
Yeah,
Whoop,
alright.
whoop, whoop.
Asshole. Right.
Who said that? Oh, I tell you, can't take you anywhere.
Alright. Can't take me anywhere. I can't take you anywhere. You You used to walk around sniffing strangers for the sake of who could get closest to someone.
It was good that, weren't it?
No.
Take your time. People are telling you, take your time.
I am doing. I'm just having a moment. You want a bit of salt. Where's my salt? There's my salt. Then you want to put that on low on a hob. And when it starts to come together, sugar, pecans, dried. Yeah. When it starts to come together, you can give it a little stir, but try not to stir it if you can help it. If it starts to clump up and dot in places, then give it a stir. You're fine.
That's what I'd do.
Yeah. So low and slow, so you don't burn it. Bets on, final bets. How much does Danielle burn?
Sniffing strangers, can't picture it.
Oh no, we'd be walking in a group and he'd just go, someone walking past us, I'd look horrified.
That's lovely. Indeed.
Thanks, darling.
Oh, can picture it now.
Yeah.
Remember when I thought I saw Jazzy Jeff? Remember that bloke dressed up in old 90s gear?
No.
All right, bright coloured stuff, and I took a picture of him, didn't I?
I don't know.
I sent it to your old man. I said, look, Jazzy Jeff's up there in there.
Was it like when we were in Spain and I thought I saw
Colonel.
KFC Colonel? So, rest of your pecans, you want to smash them up, but not fully. Just break them up a little bit. Because it's nice to see chunks of it in your brittle.
Mark seems to drive you to distraction, Danielle. Slapping.
Oh,
That's not very nice.
There's knives, there's rolling pins. He's going to get one.
Ah, they're things that I enjoy, though.
You disgust me. So it's not fully broken up, just in smaller chunks. Okay.
Could you grate them on?
You can if you want, but you're going to need the...
Grater.
No! Oh, that grater that someone mentioned the other day, I can't remember its name.
A what?
Microscopic or no? I can't think.
How many pecans?
About 50 grams. So these are the banana crisps. They break up nice and easy. So pop a couple in a bag and smash them up. But then you want some whole as well for the nice effect. It's just a sprinkle on top of your brittle, that's all.
Mandolin, does that mean out to you?
It might be.
What's your safe word now? Oklahoma. Do you not add any liquid to the sugar?
No.
Jeanette Vipond or Vipond says gross.
My husband is gross.
Microplane.
That's the one! Where did I get microscopic from?
Well done, Linda Donnelly. You've won a prize.
Thank you. Of nothing.
Send your details in and we'll send you a speedboat. That's what you could have won.
Lucy's screaming.
That should be fine.
She's not fine. She's out of bed. She's screaming. She's throwing things on the landing. I can hear her. So yeah. Bitted up pecans. Some of those banana crisps or smashed up. But then you're going to want some whole ones as well. Right. I don't know what I'm looking for. So I'm just going to check this. Because my hob burns uneven, so I've got to mix mine. It's not doing anything at all, that blooming thing. Right, pop this over here. Flapjack time. So, first of all, we need to line as tin. So, to line a square tin, just use 2 bits of baking paper. So, get the width, prepare it. You want 2 of those. And at least I know I can reach Mark from this side of the kitchen with this. Right. Once you've got those pieces of paper, just fold them in the middle, so then you can see where the central line is. And then just a bit of fry light all around your pan just to stick it. Come in there. So the central line kind of indicates where in the middle of the pan it is, so everything's even, because I hate everything being uneven. So if you don't want to fold it in half, you don't have to. It's just my weirdness. So try and make all of your baking paper stick to the side on this one, because you don't want it to cover your flapjack and stop it from browning. Everything okay? Oh, for God's sake, I'll sort that. I'll check in tomorrow. They shouldn't, I don't think I've seen you.
Right.
So, that's how easy it is to line a square tin. Rough in a motor car.
You could have said it in Jim Bowen's voice, Mark. Spelling you'd like.
Right, I'm going to give this a little wipe out, so I'm just going to use this bowl again. Saves me wasting everything.
Surfing bird. What's the spray you're using, Daniel? I've missed that, so I don't know it.
It's the 1 calorie fry light.
Well, it's right warm in here, isn't it?
These lights, honestly. And they're pointing at me.
It might have something to do with weather outside as well.
Yeah, but these lights are ridiculous. Even when it's winter, I'm sweating like a pig. Right.
Love listening to you two. I live on my own, and age makes me vulnerable, so I stay home mostly, but this is like having family round.
Aww.
Linda Donnelly.
That's nice, Linda.
Oh, I feel bad now that we're not sending her a speedboat. Can we send her a picture of one?
We've just got you a bike. We can't afford speedboats. Right, so 150 grams of butter. I like to use actual butter in these recipes for flapjacks. Just kind of gives a nicer gooiness rather than oily compared to using marge. My butter's just gone. It's like poking Nutella. Right.
Lining the tin like that is brilliant. I normally take ages the way I used to do it.
The best bit about that is you can use the sides to lift it out of the tin and put it straight onto a wire rack. So it cuts down cooling time.
Jim Bowen.
Pardon?
Jim Bowen.
Oh.
Just got bullseye, didn't he?
Right.
What's the size of the pan?
8 inch. I'm having a moment then. I don't know what I'm doing today.
You've had a few moments, haven't you?
Yeah.
Magic moments. Yes, Maureen, a motorbike. Does she live in the Midlands and live in a block of flats? Best thing for a speedboat. Well, she's got to, hasn't she? You park it outside.
Right.
Put it on veranda, don't balcony.
Right. Yeah. 150 grams of demerara sugar. So this you can do on the hob if you want, but I'm not going to do it on the hob because this is here. I need to concentrate on burning one thing at a time. And it's not melting. Right, hair out the way. You can do it on the hob and melt everything together, but I'm just going to wrap it in the microwave.
How's the sugar doing on the cooker?
It's not even melted yet. It's not even started.
Not turned it on.
It's on! Don't tell me. Yeah, I've just turned it up. And you want 4 tablespoons of honey.
Anne Reynolds says you learn something new every time. That's an easy way to line the tin, not that I do many square cakes. Did Sheffield Star get around?
I don't think it's that Anne Reynolds.
No, it's not Anne Reynolds. It's not the one I work with. Doesn't look like it off a picture, anyway, it could be. No, it's not.
I'd laugh if it was.
No, it's not. What kind of motorbike? Oh, it's only a commuter to her, it's Morland.
Who's that, Auntie Gail?
No, it's Maureen. My mate.
Your mate, Maureen.
Yeah.
and give that a good mix together. And then you want to zap that in the microwave just to bring it all together and melt it. So it's best to use runny honey for this rather than the set honey.
I'm allergic to honey. Could I substitute?
Ooh, golden syrup?
It says, I'm just going to say syrup.
Yeah.
It says agave or agave. A-G-A-V-E. I wonder if that's a spelling mistake.
No, I don't think it is. That sounds familiar though. So melt that in the microwave at about 20 to 30 second blasts. My oven burning.
Just do what you do. Sit on settee with tin of squirty cream.
Shh.
You fill your mouth. Shh. Well, I'll have a strawberry with that.
That's my secret. This is why it's that.
I'll have a strawberry with that. Healthy section.
And a full pack of
Bourbon biscuits.
No. What are they called? Brandy snaps.
It's not a spelling mistake.
Sounds familiar, but I can't think what it is. If you want to try it, feel free, but I'd just use golden syrup.
I was hoping it was a big noisy one. No, it's not a big noisy one. Not yet.
What? Oh, the bike.
Motorbike. Not yet. Maybe next year.
Gentleman extender on wheels.
A gentleman extender?
On wheels, yeah.
What's that? What does that mean? Gentleman extender? I've never heard of that in my life. A gentleman extender on wheels.
Women all know what I mean.
Oh yeah. Oh, apparently that other syrup's a natural sugar substitute. Agave.
Give that one a mix.
Was it 150 butter and 150 demerara sugar?
150 butter, 50 demerara, 50 of castor, and 50 of sticky toffee icing sugar from Sugar and Crumbs.
Oh, this is just getting out of order now.
You can use all one sugar if you want, but I like to use a bit of everything. The castor sugar makes it easier to melt because demerara is quite chunky. And then the icing sugar gives it a bit of flavour. What's you giggling at?
Nikki King says obviously you like something big and throbbing.
Oh, for God's sake!
That's to Maureen that, because she wanted a big gentleman extender or whatever it was.
Gentleman extender on wheels. I've not burned me! I've not burned
Hey! It's gone 8 o'clock, but we'll clap anyway.
Oh, I've not burned it! On a roll!
I do love a big throbbing. Oh my god.
You dirty pigs!
This is just getting out of order. I'm too young for this. I'm not 30 yet.
So I'm just bringing this over here to finish it so it doesn't carry on cooking, so there's only a little bit left. Please be careful, it's very, very hot.
I was spelling it like that so you could say it phonetically. What? Big throbbing?
No, the...
Oh, the sugar.
Yeah.
Ah, right, yeah, I remember that now.
Just be careful when you're pouring it on your non-stick mat. If you don't have a non-stick mat, you can, if you've got a rubbish lace mat that you really don't like, use the back of that. Or baking paper, but please be aware baking paper, it's kind of awkward to get off. Hot, hot, hot.
Or why not use your child's chalkboard?
Child's chalkboard?
If you've got no non-stick paper, use a child's chalkboard.
So roll that
Just
around
had to
a
put
bit.
my youngest to bed and missed the last 10 minutes. It's alright, Elizabeth. She hasn't burnt anything.
I've not burnt anything!
Hey!
So you want to move it round. You want to work quite quick here because it is cooling and setting as I'm going. But I also want it sticky enough to be able to stick everything in. So there we go. Sticky, sticky, stick, stick. Right, pecans, banana Crit Crit.
When they they meant to go in?
Not all of them. Please watch your fingers, it's very, very hot. That's stuck together. Quick! It's setting!
Oh no!
Oh no!
What's the melted sugar for? I missed the start. It's a brittle.
Brittle, we're making a brittle.
Careful though, because it'll be brittle.
You're a sarcastic sod, you are at times. You can load it up, but you can make brittle of all sorts, and people love to have it in little bags to buy. Smashed bananas. But you can do it with all sorts, chocolate and everything on there.
So what's yours for? Birds?
Top of the loaf, the banana loaf.
Oh right, I thought you would put birds in
Why
morning.
would I be giving it birds?
Because you're putting all sorts of nuts and there's no sweets out on it for me.
It's banana. You don't like banana cake.
Ah, but birds do, don't they?
I'm not feeding it to blooming birds.
What, tuppence a bag?
Let that cool.
It's in.
Pop that aside and let that cool. It won't
Have you
take
ever
long.
burned anything on your live videos? What were it other week?
I've burnt everything. Sliced my fingers a lot. I've burnt sugar about 5 times. I've burnt butter twice. I've burnt chocolate.
Burned her husband.
Burned him.
Ask him when he comes home.
My isomalt I've burned. I've burned so much.
Ask him when he comes home. My kids know the dinner's ready when the smoke alarm goes off.
That's brilliant. Okay, so that's sugar and butter and honey with a little bit of salt, all mixed together and melted a bit.
Mark your own form tonight. Excellent.
Okay. So I've got a bit of raspberry flavour because I like the flavouring. Add a drop or a bit
Oh,
of
and
that.
you dropped your eggs.
Oh, dropped 12 eggs.
She brings this up every week, Michelle Quinn.
Thanks, Michelle.
Every single week since you've done it, don't drop your eggs. She dropped her eggs. Egg dropper.
Thanks, babe.
You may have burnt things, but you haven't fell off a chair. So I'm still well up there on #1 spot.
Losing. Alright. You want 300 grams of oats. I'm just using Scottish cheap oats from Tesco. Nothing special.
Why are they cheap? Because they're Scottish.
No, it's just one of the cheaper bags. The really cheap ones weren't. The cheap porridge oats weren't available, but I believe they have something else added.
And spat out Monster. Is that a euphemism?
Yeah, I spat Monster out with chocolatey balls, didn't I?
Oh, that last week with chocolatey balls.
You all love to remind me of everything.
What is the best way to make melted chocolate for drinks, Nifty Nozzles?
For drinks, Nifty Nozzles.
I'm assuming that they're just asking Nifty Nozzles as a entirety. So,
I don't
best
know.
way to make melted chocolate for drinks? Find this quick.
I don't know. Melted chocolate for drinks.
So, how do you keep chocolate melted before it starts setting? You just lather it with loads of cream?
What?
I don't know what I'm on about here, don't worry.
No,
about
that's
it.
just literally go whoosh.
So,
what,
that's
about
just
100
like all restaurant conversations.
You want about 50 to 100 grams of raspberries. It depends on what you want. So I like to mix a few through it and then chuck a couple on top.
You know, from here that looks like stuffing. Doesn't it look like stuffing?
How does that look like stuffing? What stuffing do you eat?
Stuffing that you make.
No, you don't. Clearly. So I like to smash them in a bit. Do you know? So there's. It's not fully pure. Yeah. You got crackling.
You keep looking over towards sink. Is something going to blow up?
No, the pan, as it's the brittle setting, it's cracking on the side of the pan. So it's popping in my ears. Oh my god.
Stick your head in the fridge for 5 minutes.
I think I need more than that. I'm going to go jump in kids' pool when this is done.
Dab your forehead for something. Do you want one of these two?
I've got one, I've already touched
Cold
it.
against your head.
I've already touched it, babe.
Just bashed about a bit.
Raspberries just bashed about a bit. Take the tin, jug that in. What's up, baby?
What's up with me? Nothing,
Nothing.
No, I don't. What?
How dare you laugh?
What? Whoa.
Well,
Sorry. Whoa.
press that down evenly in the bottom of your pan. So I'm making these quite thin with them having fruit in. I don't want too much. You can always use a smaller pan to make them a bit thicker if you want. In that case, I'd use a 6-inch pan.
Mark, she'll stuff you if you're not careful.
They know me so well.
I'm not so lucky. I'm not lucky enough.
I'm going to smack you with this rolling pin.
Do it twice. Make it worth it. Make it worthwhile.
Yeah. Alright. I'm just going to prod some raspberries on top.
Can you remember when you lost scissors? And they were in within egg
They were in,
tray?
No! Everyone thought they were in the egg tray and they were in the sink. Exactly where I said they'd be. Yeah.
So why didn't you look in sink then?
I did, because I got them out and used them.
Lying to make friends. You've been lying around garden, no?
I know.
Oklahoma. Yeah, Oklahoma, definitely.
Right, so that's it. Nice and scrummy. So I'm going to chuck that in the oven. They take about 25 minutes to half an hour to cook. I can't believe we're practically done.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's only 10 to 9, though.
I know.
Mark, you're in deep doo-doo.
I'm deep doo-doo.
Oh, no.
I've got to think what other stuff I can make.
Do you want me to throw some things together, or...?
Can't think what to do. So that brittle is done. Let's crack that off.
I don't think Mark is going to survive the next live. Yes, I am.
Not if I poison you and tell the doctors you've been coughing for the past weeks. You won't get a post-mortem, so you'll go down as COVID.
Can't get into doctors. Can't get into dentist. Can't even get through to car insurance, so good luck.
So there's a few ways you can crack this. You kind of chisel with a knife and smack it to try and manipulate where it cracks. You can just smash it all up with a rolling pin or break it off one by one and then you get bits everywhere. I can't decide which I want to do because I don't like bits. I hate bits.
What temperature are the flapjacks on? Is it 180?
It's all at 160 in the oven at the minute, but put them at 180 and it'll be fine. So that's as brittle.
You want to be careful, try not to drop it.
I'll have to make it again.
I know it just looks a bit brittle.
You're such a sarcastic bugger, you aren't
That's
you?
twice. Wreck it over Mark's head, Rachel Tyndall.
Yes, Rachel, I
Hang
might.
fire a minute. What is it, Bully Mark Day?
Rachel's a friend.
Okay, who she is? Is it Bully Mark Day or what?
So,
Pizza.
brittle's really, really popular, especially at Christmas to sell. So add smashed up candy canes. You can even make brittle with chocolate, so do a chocolate brittle. And it is so popular, it's unreal. People love to buy it in little bags.
What temperature is the oven? 160, but you can go 180.
It's 160 for the cake's sake, but for the flapjacks go 180. I've got sticky fingers.
Birds will love that in the morning.
The birds aren't having it. Let's make a caramel sauce. So to stick the brittle to the top of your banana loaf, use a caramel sauce. Whether you want to use one from the shop, make your own. It's up to you what you want to do, but I'm going to make my own to take some time up.
What are you making now, Doug?
Some caramel sauce.
Caramel?
Sauce!
I thought you said souls.
Souls.
you
Souls
said-
of my past husbands that have annoyed me.
Why, how many times have you been married?
I am.
Oh, no, I meant soles of my shoes.
Ah,
I thought I was getting a new pair of kicks.
no, because the last ones I bought you, you've still not worn, which I bought you for Christmas.
I hate my fingers being sticky, says Nicky King.
Well.
Wash them.
Good. gloves.
Oh, gloves?
Oh, Jake's been using all my blue gloves. I've run out.
What for?
Blowing them up, turning them into chickens.
Alright, fair enough.
Thanks, Jake.
Headphones are the way forward. I completely zone out from the other half of my daughter.
Wow, I'm not saying anything.
We tend to go and sit in woods, don't we?
Run away!
Sit in woods cross-legged and hope that they don't know where we've gone.
Oh no, we could literally give our children away and they would somehow find a way back to us.
Good. Good, it means they're like carrier pigeons. It means we can send messages to beyond. Come hither.
Who needs phones?
Alison Morris, I am wearing headphones. He's very loud.
My husband's always loud. Okay.
It's not me.
So use a heavy based pan.
This is where things could get burned.
This is where things also burn.
Oh, right.
So, the heavy based pan is in there covered with the brittle stuff. So I'm just going to use this because it's quite a good frying pan for even distribution. Okay, so 100 grams of brown sugar.
Blue gloves. Filled with water and freeze make brilliant ice packs for awkward places.
Oh my god!
That's Maureen McDonald. She has got life lesson after life lesson.
It was in the newspaper not to put ice in those places.
And
they demonstrated with
knowledge.
twisters.
Fountain of knowledge.
You're all filthy.
Life hacks.
You're all filthy.
No, it's a great tip.
And then, I'm having a moment. Where's my salted caramel ice and sugar? I think I've run out.
Maybe I have to make something else then. Like steak and chips.
I'm not making you steak and chips.
What other cakes have you baked? Where do you start?
I've got a pack of information with 31 cake recipes for sale.
That's Gail Robinson.
So I've done plenty of cakes. And you want 50 grams of salted caramel icing sugar. I've just thought I could have put sticky toffee icing sugar in toffee cake.
Oh, I can't believe it.
Oh, for God's sake. That shows how dumb I am today.
Oh.
Yeah, I've done too much. So let's just do 100 icing sugar.
No, I haven't. Is that online or a shop? That's Gail Robinson about your packs.
Okay. So, I have 9 packs in total. Mind the icing sugar cloud. The first one is, well, first just pop that on the hob. You want that melted. Nice and slow so you don't burn anything. Okay, so I have 9 packs of information, all for instant download, for you to print for yourself, load to multiple devices, because there's nothing worse than if I was to print it and you destroy one of the pages by getting egg on it, then it's a lot of faffing for one replacement page. So by you printing it yourselves, it's there for you to keep forever. So much easier. So pack 1 is a hell load of information, disclaimers, how to register, what kind of things you need to do to register and start a business, supplier lists, different techniques for different styles of cakes. So I think there's 3 or 4 different options of how to do a gold cake: gold leaf, gold dust, painted, airbrushed, all these different things and what outcomes they bring. 11 cake recipes, just basics really, and that's pack 1. Pack 2 is 31 cake recipes for you. Yeah, it's a lot. Pack 3 is more of a self-help pack. So, is your cake dipped? And there's loads of bits of what could have caused it to dip, because it could have been the type of butter you was using, the temperature of the butter, the oven. If there's different things to check with your oven, it's fabulous. It's a self-help, how to deal with acid customers. There's loads. Pack 4 is every single one of those 31 recipes written out in sizes 4-inch to 16-inch cakes. That took me weeks to write.
I lost my wife for a month.
Lots of numbers.
Best month of my life. Love you.
You're gonna die tonight.
Oh, I hope so.
Pack 5 and 6 is a cleaning one and a pricing one. So, perfect cleaning pack for your environmental health officer of what to follow for when you've got a business. pricing, there's nothing worse than pricing a cake and not knowing how much it's actually going to cost to make it. So by finding out all these different bits of actually how to price it, then you figure out exactly how to charge for your time. Then pack 7 is cookies. So there's loads of cookie recipes. The Twix one is really, really, really popular. Worth a try. I don't make the Twix ones because he'll just eat the whole lot.
I like Twix.
I know, that's why I don't make them yet. And there's also...
Where do you get them from?
I'm going to say that at the end.
She's getting there.
I'm getting there. Pack 8 is sweet treats. So cheesecakes, brownies, blondies, tarts, fingers, the lot.
Garlic bread?
No garlic bread. We're not doing that today. So lots of treats and goodies on that one. And then pack 9 is an allergy one and requirements. So vegan, nut-free, dairy-free, gluten-free recipes, how to go about it, how to deal with your customer, what replacements I recommend for each product. So egg replacements for vegan cakes, dairy-free ingredients for dairy-free cakes, what to swap and what works well. These are what I've used myself, and the vegan cake, as a lot of you have made and you've been recently telling me, you've all loved it, and it means the world to me that you've all told me how much you love the recipes, shown me all your works. I get about 10 people a day messaging me, showing me, oh, I've made this from your pack, and I love seeing how well it's worked for you. It just makes my day. And if you have any problems, I'm always here a message away to ask. So everything's available on the website at www.danielsweettreats.co.uk. Nice and easy. First link at the top of the page, it says information packs, shop now. You can buy them all individually or buy them in little bundles or as a whole big whack bundle. It's, yeah.
Is that what it's called? Whack bundle?
No, big whack bundle.
My mouth is drooling. Have you ever made Oreo cookies? No, because you can buy them.
It's just chocolate cookies.
And somebody said earlier, before you started
reeling that lot off.
Yeah. Reading Bible. Can they put
cake bag
can they put butter? I think it was something like, can they put butter in the sugar to make it creamy? Something like that. Hold on, let me try and find it.
They can do. You mean for this what I'm making now?
Hold on, it's somewhere here. Yeah, could you put butter in the caramel to make it more creamy?
Yes, but I'm going to use double cream.
Do 8 and 9 come together? I've got 1 to 7.
No, everything's available separately, my darling. So everything except pack 4 is available on its own, because pack 4 is an add-on and is no use unless you've got pack 2 with the 31 recipes, because it's literally just numbers, no explaining how to make it or anything. That is an add-on, but everything else is available individually on the page.
There's note for diabetics in there, because
oh dear Lord.
Someone here says, I struggle for diabetic cupcakes, I've tried so many recipes.
Tell them to stop being fat.
What?
It's as simple as that. There is no recipe for diabetic cakes. Well, there is, but they're not really that great. Cake is cake. It's got sugar, it's got the fats, it's got the carbohydrates.
I think this person might be diabetic.
Hold on, I'm getting there. If you're diabetic, if you or your customer's diabetic, be sensible and have that one piece. Same as every other thing you eat, you have a certain amount of that food. If you want more, adjust your insulin. Because you can use sugar replacements if you want, but it has an adverse effect and you will get the squits. As simple as that. Too much of that stuff and you will be on the toilet for the next few days. It has the total adverse effect. So just eat a small amount. Same as you do with every other food. It's as simple. So yeah, I just tell my customers not to be fat. Eat one piece.
So,
and if they want more than that one piece, adjust your insulin. I've got a shitty face.
I like to eat lots.
But you're not diabetic.
Alright, sorry.
I've got a itchy face, hay fever's kicking in.
I do apologise. I'll try harder.
Yes, you better.
Oklahoma. I need harder here. I need harder here.
I was just about to say Oklahoma.
This is just going to... You've lost loads of viewers.
What, baby?
I've lost loads of viewers now.
Oh, it's fine. I'm just explaining.
I made a diabetic cake once. My father-in-law appreciated my efforts, but he chose to eat normal cake because he didn't like it.
It doesn't taste as nice. Cake is cake. Have the sugar and the carbohydrates. It is as simple as that. And I do lose viewers when I'm not actually baking when I'm talking. So that's normal.
Well...
Okay, so the sugar is browning. Let's put some butter in there. 50 grams of butter in the pan. Now it's starting to melt up a bit. Oh, that codine's kicking in.
Hey! That means I'm having some food. My mouth's starting to hurt.
What time is it, my darling?
Time you gotta watch. Hold on, I've got to swipe screens. 9:05 though. It's 9:05.
Okay, how long would you say it took me to make the banana cake?
When was that?
First thing I made.
What, tonight's still in, isn't it?
Yeah, but how long? It took me about 10 minutes to make it up, didn't it?
If that.
Yeah, so I can start checking on that in just a second.
I thought you were going to reel something else off, like...
No. Nearly been in an hour, so I can check it.
$8 it went in. That's...
Right. Thank you.
She's writing stuff down here. She's got... Vicky Jeffrey, she's got to be writing stuff down. I take codeine on a regular basis. Oh, hold on. How often do you do these live videos, Danielle? Gail Robinson.
At the moment, I do them once a week while lockdown's on. But when the lockdown's not on, it's once a month.
And Maureen, the Fountain of Knowledge, says it's got about 10 more minutes.
Brilliant, thank you guys.
Well done, Maureen. Whoop.
Looks like you're coming to Cake International to meet up the ladies then.
I always check times when cakes go in. That's
I just forgot.
very astute of you.
Looks like you're coming to Cake International with me in November.
Why am I?
Meet everybody.
No, I've met them all. This is as far as it needs to go. While you're there, I'll be out on my moped in snow.
Right. I am standing here and I'm going to keep mixing it because I do not want to burn it.
Oh yes, I have to meet. Oh, for God's sake! I went 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Or longer than that.
And I was pregnant with Lucy 3 years ago.
Oh, I thought it was bloody brilliant.
We spent half an hour in there with Beth.
And then we went to the pub and watched
then
football.
went to pub for the rest of 5 hours. I took £300 and I think I spent £30 in Cake International. The rest of it was spent in the pub. Granted, most of that was food.
That's a true comment. Fingers crossed International is actually on.
I know.
My sister recently went vegan and she's trying to convert the whole family. Just get rid.
Well, it's like our Hannah. My sister went vegetarian and she's failed.
Mark, what have you done? The sound's gone low. I don't know.
Yeah, Mark, you broke it.
I'll be surprised if folk like that's on, you know.
I know. It's been done by a live this time.
What, behind closed doors?
Yeah. Been done with a Facebook Live this time, I believe. But that was the April one.
Vegan is a pile of pants.
Actually, no.
Yes.
When I went
How
to
long
Ireland,
are you on
it's
for?
brilliant. Not much longer. We're just
Couple of hours normally.
normally it's 2 hours.
But I'm here all week.
But we've made the flapjack. We've made the bread. It's in the oven.
Why don't you make a jack flap? You've made flapjack, make a jack flap now.
No, we've made brittle. I'm just making some caramel sauce to drip over the top of the loaf, and then add the brittle. Just waiting for that, which it's got about 10 more minutes. So
Has anyone written down the amounts of sugars for the brittle, please? Yes, Danielle has.
Yeah, I've got it all written down. So I'm useless with numbers. I've got to write it, otherwise I say the wrong things. Brittle, 150 grams of sugar, but I used 50 grams of demerara, 50 grams of castor, and 50 grams of sticky toffee pudding, icing sugar from Sugar and Crumbs. You can use all of one sugar if you wish, but I like the demerara for the deep colour and the deep taste. Castor sugar because it's smaller, it melts quicker, which then combines it all together. And the icing sugar for the flavouring. So I don't like the brittle all speckly with spices and stuff, so by using this sticky toffee pudding icing sugar, by Sugar and Crumbs, which I know has been a big hit with you all. It adds beautiful flavour to it. Right.
Oh, go on then. What's the benefit of being meat free?
Oh, don't start this.
Have you made salted caramel?
I'm going to add some salt to it, so yeah, it will be salted caramel in the end, but it's more of a runny caramel than a setting one. Whack it up a bit. Fingers crossed I don't burn anything.
Are you doing cake and bake?
No, I'm not doing cake and bake. No.
Wake and bake?
I don't know when Cake and Bake is.
What's that?
It's another show. It's like Cake International, just another show.
All right. There are no benefits to being meat free, are there?
Mark.
I'm sorry, I just like burgers. Muscovado sugar is lovely. It makes a toffee taste. I'm a veggie and I've been for 35 years, so no fish or meat. God, I mean, credit to you if you can last that long without smelling bacon and thinking, Jesus, I could nail that.
Oh, I love bacon. So keep mixing, make sure you don't let it burn.
I just love meat.
I know you do.
Cake International is November.
Yeah. There's also one in April, but obviously they had to cancel this one. First weekend in November, which I believe is the
Depends
7th,
when I'm available, doesn't
I think
it?
it's 7th to the 10th.
Might have to change it if I'm not available. I'm just saying.
You're not that amazing.
Why does it keep saying you can still post while offline? Yet I'm still knocking around here.
Your internet keeps cutting off.
I love a juicy steak, rare with onion rings and garlic butter. Someone's put, I love sausages.
Miller and Carter, that's somewhere beaut. With their onion loaf. Oh, that dipping sauce. So I'm going to add 100 mils of double cream.
You went to London one other year with your old man, didn't you?
Yes, that was...
London XL thing.
That's
that hospital now, isn't it? They've made it into an hospital.
I don't know. No, it's where Birmingham they've turned into Nightingale Hospital.
No, Birmingham. What, NEC?
NEC Birmingham.
What, so the Nightingale Hospital in London is in Birmingham,
They've
is
called it Nightingale. I'm sure it's there.
What, the one in London, they've moved it to Birmingham?
Yeah, because the video that I saw, it said this was supposed to be Cake International and I'm here putting up beds instead.
How have they managed to move an entire convention centre from London to Birmingham?
Because there's an NEC at both. They're both NEC.
Do you know what NEC means?
No!
National Exhibition Centre.
They're both NEC.
There's loads everywhere.
I didn't know that. I have no clue.
Oh my dude.
I'm not the brightest of people.
Nightingale is in London.
Is it?
Oh, they've called them all Nightingale.
Oh.
That answers that one then, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So you
Fair
are
enough.
wrong. You are wrong.
I've got hot caramel.
No,
I
not.
will flick it at you.
Hey, what did you lob at me other week that tasted rank?
Cake pop.
No, it were like sugary. Did you break me some sugar off of the week?
I throw all sorts at you, babe. Oh, icing sugar. And you liked it. You asked for more. You said it was like flumps.
Flumps?
You called
Hey,
it flump.
can you make flumps?
You can with the Sugar and Crumbs icing
What,
sugar.
with what
but-
you've got here, you could make flumps?
No, I ain't got the right stuff to make the marshmallowy flumps.
Oh,
No.
no, I'm not bothered then. Have you made a key lime cheesecake? It's my favourite.
Oh, I'd use the icing sugar for that, and add in the lime juice and everything.
I'll be round in a bit, Emma, for some banana leaf. Not loaf then.
Leaf. I'm sure I can get some leaves for you, Em. So this is a bit bitty still because I used the demerara, which is quite chunky. So I'm going to put it back on and let that boil up a bit more.
Bitty.
Yeah, bitty.
Hello, Anne.
Oh, on.
You probably could with whipping it up. Or is it whipping?
I don't know.
Oh, it sounds like everything's called Nightingale, man. There's one everywhere by the sound of it, though. You know, as you're stirring there in that?
Pen, yeah.
It looks like an omelette.
What is it with you? Are you
It
hungry?
does, it just looks like an omelette. As you...
Are you hungry? You've been on about stuffing, then omelettes.
No, dear, I'm not. No.
What time is it, babe?
9:15. Okay. Danielle, what is the best red colour paste to try and get a red velvet cake? Red, please.
Okay, Sugar Flare Red Extra is the best one going. If you add too much liquid, everything stains and it gets a bitter taste. It's not very nice. Whereas the paste, you don't need a lot. You only need a little.
And how much lime juice so it doesn't taste bitter?
I add to taste. I taste everything as I go along. It's usually about 2 or 3 limes. Same as with lemon, it's about 2 or 3 lemons.
What are you having for your tea, Mark? Can of Foster's. And then for pudding, another one. And then for 11s, I might watch Friday.
Order a takeaway.
No.
Kebab.
Do you do savoury things as well?
Yes, I made cheese and smoky bacon twists the other day, didn't I, babe?
What were them like omelette muffin things you made that time?
Oh, breakfast muffins.
Ah, they were mint. They were with stuff in them.
I can cook all sorts. The only thing I can't cook is rice, so we get the microwave bags.
No Frey Bentos pie. No, not tonight. No.
I remember the first proper meal I made. There was about 22 people. It was a gammon roast Sunday dinner after church.
Well, there must have been special people then, because you've never made me out.
It was family, and I was 8 years old. Honey roast gammon.
No, she didn't burn the sugar. Can you remember that Christmas drink that you made for me old man?
Oh!
That Southern Comfort with...
Southern Comfort, apple juice, star anise, whatever you want to call it.
Star anise,
cinnamon sticks,
more Southern Comfort.
More Southern Comfort, and boil it down. It was beautiful.
And what was food that you made that night?
Beef loin with all the trimmings for about 15 people, and 2 turned up.
But me and my old man got through it. We soldiered on through.
You had beef omelettes the next morning.
I had bomblets. I remember when my mum made me a ravioli omelette once.
Weirdo. You are a weirdo.
No. Am I really the weird one, or is it you for not appreciating it? I mean, you put chuffing mayo in cakes. John wants some flapjack. Well, go and stand outside for a minute. Do you want to sit down?
I need to sit down. 5 more minutes on the...
Here, take this chair 2 minutes. Look, it's too hot in here for you.
5 more minutes on the loaf.
No, it's not Warburton's or Home Elvis.
Thank you, darling.
Alright, look.
Far too hot.
I'll stand, you know.
You will.
Is there a socket over here I can plug a fan into?
No. Yeah, it's a juggle away.
Oh, that smells lovely, that though. What is it?
That was the banana loaf.
Oh, it smells like jam.
Oh, that's the flapjacks. Raspberry and honey flapjacks.
Thank goodness for Uncle Ben's. We're on about rice here.
Literally, I can do anything. I can do souffles and everything. The only one thing I can't make is rice. Drives me out. Well, I'm ever so sorry, guys. I need to sit down for a minute. Oh, as I mentioned earlier on my post, I'm not 100%. I've got a heart condition. So when I have to sit down, I have to sit down. I can't help it. Having a bit of a bad day with the heat.
It's just the heat, Duck. It just...
Yeah, but it's a trigger. Can't help it. So
Trigger?
It's a
What, from Only Fools and Horses?
I'm going to add a little bit of sea salt now to make it salted caramel. You can use all caster sugar if you want, but I like using demerara for the thicker, deeper taste.
Are you from up north or Lancashire?
Nottinghamshire.
We're Nottinghamshire, the Midlands. The mighty Midlands.
Near Sheffield.
The east of the Midlands, apparently.
So keeping that, by doing that towards the end of your banana toffee loaf cooking, it'll be nice and warm and easy for you to dribble all over the loaf and then stick your brittle on. Oh, goodness me. Oh, I'm still on. Jesus Christ.
No wonder you're burning yourself. Clown.
No, I've only just took pan off.
Chair's sinking.
I know, it tends to sink. It doesn't like to stay up.
Get a glass of water down, yeah. Cold water. See what ice pops we've got.
No, I don't want an ice pop. I've got a cold drink.
We've got a leaking one.
Yeah, I told Jake he weren't allowed an ice pop, so he put it back in the freezer and slammed it straight on it so it popped. I've left it.
Are you going to do the washing up? Well, you know.
Tomorrow.
It's bedtime after this, isn't it?
Mm. Nearly done.
Apparently I'm a pleb.
What?
Oh, Johnson, I'm a pleb.
I thought pleb was that show. Okay, so let's go over ingredients while we're waiting 5-10 more minutes for the rest of that
With
loaf.
all your get up and go, I would never have thought that you had heart trouble. Slow down. What get up and go? More sit down and stop.
You're so lucky I'm sat down.
Hey, chuck,
That's why I'm up and I'm moving around a
chuck
lot.
that at me.
That's why I'm up and I keep moving, because if I stop and stand still, blood pools in my legs and that's when I go dizzy. Right, so we'll go over the ingredients right now. Can you even see me on this camera with me sat down? Am I okay?
Well, physically, no, you're not okay, but yeah, we can see you.
Okay.
Apparently energy drinks are bad for you.
They are, but they help me.
No, they're not bad for you at all. Ribena's worse.
Or as Dr. Gillian Payne, my cardiologist, says, have a fag.
Have a fag and a pint.
Have a fag and a pint. Doctor's orders. Right.
That's why my arse
Or
alright.
adrenaline. Midodrine. Right. So the raspberry and honey flapjack was 150 grams of salted butter from the foil wrap. Don't use margarine. Margarine goes greasy on your flapjacks. What?
Here we are. Do you have POTS?
Pots. Yes!
I have that and get the same thing. That's Lindsay Bingham.
We've spoken in the past.
Is that the
about
person
it.
that won the speedboat?
No, I don't think it is.
Oh, that Linda.
Linda. Yes,
Lives in
I've got.
flats in Midlands.
Yeah. Yes, it's POTS I have. Postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. Screwed up nerves in my neck.
So there's two of you.
Oh, babe, there's actually quite a lot of bakers around here that have got it. It's really common. Even though you get called a Googler when you go to A&E. I could punch him. Right, so the raspberry and honey flapjack is 150 grams of salted butter from the foil pack. If you use marge, it goes too greasy because there's added oil in that to make that spreadable.
Do you reckon there's one called pans?
There is something as PANS.
Can you have pots and pans at the same
Oh,
time?
for God's sake, I'm going to smack you on. Behave. 150 grams of dark sugar, so I use demerara sugar. 4 tablespoons of honey. Use runny honey. It's easier to scoop out and use. And you can get some lovely honey from Sainsbury's. Or use a local one. So if you suffer by hay fever, a good thing to use is local honey, because then it gets you used to all the local pollens in your area.
Is that right, is it?
Natural remedy for hay fever. Have local honey, because then it gets used. You have the natural pollens in your immune system, so you don't react to it as
I've
much.
been told to check on loaf.
I know, loaf will be fine. I can't smell it. 300 grams of oats. So try not to use porridge oats, as that has added sugars and powders. Go on.
Here we are. The same woman. I'm a fellow Potsy and also have EDS,
Yes, that's what I've been searching for.
fibro and ME, so I
Yeah.
feel you. What's ME?
I can't even pronounce it.
Me.
I'll show you later. But yeah, I've been searching for all that too. Only 7 years in. Okay, and then 100 grams of raspberries. So first melt your
Someone else has
butter.
got it as well.
What?
Someone else has got it as well.
Oh, isn't that just me that's got shit wrong?
I'll check Kate.
No, it's fine.
I'm checking it.
Alright, so how do you check it?
That's good, that. Looks alright, that. They just wanted to see me, that's it. That's all.
So you're not actually going to check the loaf?
Playing game, aren't I? Did you even put the oven on, Danielle?
It's lightly possible.
Oh, it's raw. No, she didn't. That Lindsay Bingham wants you to inbox her in a bit, though.
Yeah, that's fine, my darling. So that is done. Flapjack's done.
It might sound like I'm taking mick out of this illness, but I'm really not.
He's not. He's lived with me with it for years.
What's this me, M-E then? I
can't even think.
What's that? Because Shirley Tuck's got it.
Tanya's mum's got it, Shell. So the plus side of one long strip of baking paper is... Oh, first knife outside, that'd help me.
I'm not taking mick out or any illness at all.
No, don't anybody think he's taking the mick.
Is myalgia encephalitis or chronic fatigue syndrome?
Yeah. It's all part of EDS as well, though, isn't it? So by having one long strip of baking paper, you can do that.
Don't drop it.
I'm not going to drop it. I might be clumsy, but I'm not that clumsy.
Well, you dropped your eggs.
Shh.
Go on, do it back. Do it back.
Okay. This one out. Flapjack.
So what do you have with that cake, with that bread then?
Hold on.
I don't imagine you can have cheese and onion on it.
No, it's like a cakey bread, babe.
Oh, right. Fair enough.
So, just pulling at the sides, find which ones go underneath.
Well done, Mark. What for? To check your cake and getting it right.
It's a little bit soft now, but it will set a bit more.
Looks like prawn toast.
It's not prawn toast! Are you hungry?
Me?
Yeah!
Hungry?
That's just a stupid question. Of course you're hungry.
How very dare you?
How dare you?
How very dare you?
How dare you? Okay. So, where did I put that? There.
It's like watching a comedy. Like living with one. I'm on about dog.
No you weren't.
And Milo and all.
Liar. I'll go through the rest of those in just a moment.
Pan is a rare blood disease that results... What's pan?
It's...
Well, obviously it's a rare blood disease, but...
It's stuff. Right.
Harrison and Griffiths Limited. What a name. You know, I've got a lot of patience with Mark. I'm actually quite easy to live with, aren't I, Doug?
No.
I am, because I'm away at night most nights.
It helps when we're both kind of the same anyway. They say you marry your dad, don't they?
What?
No, they say you marry someone like your dad. And you and my dad are just idiots.
I'm not being funny, but you're not like mine.
Women marry the dads!
What, so I've married my mother, have I?
No.
My nan?
No. I don't know.
My dog when I was growing up? What's that, custard?
I'm going to smack you on.
No, is that custard?
No, it's not custard. It's
Alright, I'm only asking. It's an easy question.
It's the salted caramel sauce that I made.
That's all you had to say. I've been reading comments, Duck. I haven't been taking notice.
You want to dribble this over. It's up to you how much you add. But I like a good amount and let it dribble over. So while you add it while it's hot, it melts it a little bit so it coats everything nice and gooey on the outside.
My phone died. How did you make the caramel sauce? But I wouldn't ask her that. She might hit you, or she's going to hit me anyway. I'm not asking no more questions.
Okay, I'll go through that in just a second. And then you can add your brittle. In big bits, little bits, it's however you want it.
Have they even done the Brighton score on you? What's the...
Brighton.
Is that like a Chelsea smile?
Oh, is that the points of... When they do that, they make you touch certain things, and yeah, they did that.
I don't think it were aimed to you, that question. It just Mark, let her get on with it so she can go to bed. No. Food porn. You're like my neighbour. He's always hungry.
Oh, literally.
How do you find out that your neighbour's hungry? I can't imagine going next door and saying, I'm not being funny, mate, but I'm starving.
Phil knows you're always hungry.
Ah, but Phil's Phil, innit?
He's your neighbour. So you can add in little bits, chunky bits, it's up to you. But I find a nice little mix of little bits and then chunky bits on top's really nice. And then you've got the big bits just to save and eat. So in a container, this will last up to about 4 days. Same as a normal loaf of bread, fresh normal bread with. So it's nice and easy. I feel crappy that I've had to sit down today.
Oh, no one's bothered.
I am.
Bald Baker Paul.
Hi, Paul.
Who's that? Is that guy that went on the show?
No. Were
we on last week?
Yeah, Lucy's awake.
Is she?
Mhm.
Have you got sore eyes tonight, or is it just your makeup?
Sore eyes, hay fever.
Mine's just my makeup.
So on top of that, you can add another dribble of that if you wanted, but I'm not going. Maybe when it's cooled a bit, I'll add some set on top. 1 second, I need to sticky fingers. Okay, so that's his loaf. And where's that? Let me move that to a plate or something. Where the frig are all my plates gone? Okay, I don't have a plate. Let's put it on this. Ah! That's not big enough. Let's go on a board because I don't know where all my plates have gone. Lucy keeps coming in the kitchen and I bake, mummy, and just moving everything. Ah, hot. Ah, hot. Ah, hot. You'd think I'd learn to stop touching things that are hot, wouldn't you? I love when it's plated up, it looks beautiful. What?
Oh, Jake, then. I'll never put my telly back on and I'll never carry on watching my film.
What's he kicking off for?
I may as well just go to sleep.
What's he
Okay, mate.
kicking off for now then?
I just said, alright, mate. Night.
Night. So you can use some of that. So when you've sliced it up, dribble some more on it.
Can you put it up to the camera for a proper look?
Yes, I'm going to. Just a moment. Just moving everything out of the way because I've got everything in the way. So that's the brittle, all done proper, nice and pretty. I just wanted to bite that then. Ow, fingers.
It's like a pizza.
This is the flapjack. Nice and scrummy yummy. This is the banana toffee loaf with a banana crisp and pecan brittle. Nice and pretty. So shall we cut a slice of this and we can see it inside? Where's that now? Preferably you should let it cool. Should preferably let it cool before you slice it open.
Want some lemon curd on it, that does?
No, I don't.
Alright, it done. Sorry.
There's a reason I'm fat. Look,
Yeah, it's all
inside that.
kebabs.
How stunning is that? And it is really, really yummy.
Emma's dying for a piece.
Come and get some.
Emma, come on down. The price is right. Come and get some.
I'm sure I've got some takeaway tins you can have it in. So yes, that is all the yumminess from today. So we've made I'll go over the ingredients on the other one in a second.
Thank you for another informative night. It's alright, I've done my best.
Mark tries. So that is honey and raspberry flapjack. So in my opinion, it's healthier than a golden syrup traditional flapjack. So much nicer. It's natural sugars. Then oh, sugar crunched in my mouth. I love it.
Thought you were having a stroke.
Never trust a skinny baker. sticky toffee banana bread loaf with the banana and pecan brittle. Lost my words.
Can you freeze it?
You can do. Slice it up, wrap it up well, pop it in the freezer. Lasts up to 3 months. Same as any cake. And then obviously the brittle, which you can bag up and sell, which is really popular autumn time and Christmas.
And birds love it.
I'm not feeding it the birds. I will sit and eat that tonight when I'm in bed.
But the birds would love it because it's nuts, and squirrels. They would
it's too much sugar. They'd probably die.
Doesn't matter. They'd enjoy the nuts.
They'd enjoy it, but they'd probably die.
Well, they do say that squirrels are the vermin of the trees, don't they?
Oh, for God's sake. So another thing you can do with this one, you can drizzle over some white chocolate, melt it and drizzle that over. That'd be lovely. Drizzle over a little bit of warmed honey, just a touch. So melt honey in the microwave in a mug, put it in a piping bag, just slightly snip off the end, put that over so it's extra stickiness, nice and yummy. Okie doke. So without interruptions, Mr. Crouch.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Raspberry and honey flapjack, 150 grams of butter, salted from the foil packets, 150 grams of dark sugar. So muscovado sugar, demerara, whatever you want. I prefer demerara. If you can't get any of that in the shops, which is really awkward at the minute, I'm working off what Carol gave me a few months ago. Use caster sugar or your icing sugar for any flavour that you want, and add a tablespoon of treacle. That is the difference between it. So if you're using caster sugar or icing sugar, add a tablespoon of treacle. That'll get you the deep taste.
Of treacle.
4 tablespoons of honey, 300 grams of oats. Don't use porridge oats because sometimes it can have added milk powder and sugars to it. You don't want that. Just normal rolled oats. And 100 grams of raspberries. So most of them squish in, mush it up, and then dot a few on top. You can use freeze dried and you can use straight freezed raspberries if you prefer, if you don't want to use fresh. So it's not a problem. You can swap the fruit out and you can have it with blueberries. So honey and blueberry would be absolutely lovely. You can make it with the lemon icing sugar. So honey, lemon and blueberry flapjacks would be absolutely beautiful using the icing sugars. Melt your butter, sugar and honey together in a pan, whereas I just chucked it all in a bowl and shoved it in the microwave in 2 30-second blasts, and it came together beautifully, as you all saw. Add your oats, a little pinch of sea salt. Mix it all together. Smush in some raspberries. Pop it in your lined tin, which mine, for this thin, it's quite a thin piece because I find when it's made with honey and fruits, you don't need a big bit. A nice little bit is perfect, so it's nice and thin. I use an 8-inch tin. If you like thick flapjacks, use a 7 or 6-inch tin, but please be aware that will up your baking time. So at 180 degrees, 180 degrees.
180.
180.
Darts.
Oh, for God's sake. 180 degrees Celsius. It takes about 25 minutes to half an hour. When it starts to brown on the edges, it will seem a little bit flimsy when you bring it out. Granted, I've cracked mine lifting it out the tin a little bit early.
You take more care.
As it sets, as it cools, it will set a bit, so do not worry. For the sticky toffee banana bread loaf, it's 125 grams of salted butter, again from the foil packets. If you use margarine, it can go a bit greasy and you don't want a greasy cake. 75 grams of caster sugar. But what I didn't quite realise, which I've had such a stupid moment, the sticky toffee icing sugar would work absolutely fabulous there. I've just been a bit of an idiot not remembering that. Not remembering I had it until last minute. 50 grams of demerara sugar. So that adds to the deep taste of gooey goodness.
Gooey.
3 medium eggs, 2 ripe bananas mashed up, 50 grams of natural yoghurt, 200 grams of plain flour, 2 level teaspoons of baking powder, 50 grams of pitted dates.
Ditted.
Ditted.
Ditted paste.
Ditted. It's pitted dates.
Indeed.
So that's about 10, 11 dates, normal size dates, which have been pitted for you. It's about 10 or 11. if you like chunky pieces, if you don't mind eating dates, then feel free to chop them up quite large. But if you're like me and you don't actually like dates, chop them really small and they will melt to nothing. They will melt away in your cake batter, and that's what gives your cake the sticky goodness. So do not miss them out because you don't like dates. You won't know they're there. I promise, if you cut them small enough, you will not know they're there. Or you can go one step further and liquidise them with a tablespoon or two of water or a bit of milk.
Brandy.
No, not brandy. Liquidise it. And then add that, because then you won't know it's there at all. 50 grams of pecans smashed up. You can, if you don't want to use pecans, you can use walnuts. But the reason I chose pecans is because when cooked, it has a lovely sweet mapley flavour. So that is really nice to add into the cake. So first of all, cream your butter and your sugar. Then add mashed in banana, egg and your yoghurt. Mix all that well together. Fold your flour and your baking powder in. And then add your smashed up nuts. Or you can use both nuts if you wish. It doesn't just have to be the one. You can do what you want. And then add the dates as well. If you wanted, you can add bits of the banana crisps, the dried banana that I showed you. You can add bits of that smashed up into the cake as well to add a nice little bite to it. You're laughing and I'm going to smack you on.
Someone said I'm making my own recipes up and I don't know what that means.
Honestly, I make things up as I go along. I'll tell you what though, some of the best things I've ever made have come from me just winging it and doing whatever. And then that bakes on 160 degrees for about an hour and 15 minutes. For the brittle, which is this stuff, the stuff that I've also crumbled on top, is 150 grams of sugar. I'm going down. 150 grams of sugar. So I used 50 grams of caster, 50 grams of demerara and 50 grams of the sticky toffee icing sugar from Sugar and Crumbs. The reason I've used 3 different sugars is the demerara is quite chunky, but it has the depth of flavour. Stop touching things! It adds a depth of flavour. The icing sugar is for the flavours. So I like to have a nice clear brittle rather than speckled with all herbs and, not herbs, speckled with spices. So that's what the sticky toffee icing sugar is for. And the caster sugar is because it's smaller granules, it melts quicker and brings it all together. So like you saw with my caramel sauce, I use demerara, so it's quite chunky and little bits of crystallised sugar bits in there, which I like personally. I like a bit of crunch to my salted caramel. So you melt all that down together in a pan. Start slowly. Oh yeah. So all the sugar, then you want 50 grams of pecans, slightly smashed, and dried banana bits and a pinch of sea salt. You can use normal salt if you wish, but I find sea salt to be a bit nicer. Melt all your sugar together. Once it's all melted and combined, nice, pour it onto a non-stick sheet. So I have the non-stick mat. This one. Oh God, everything goes everywhere. That one, and I'm down again. If you don't have one of them, you can use the back of a edible lace mat. They work fabulous. Or you can use baking paper. Just be aware it can sometimes be a bit awkward to get off the baking paper. You might have bits stuck to the back of the brittle. Are you
better with something rubbery?
Yeah, you're probably better with one of those. They are literally a couple of pounds, and I believe Carol sells them for macaroon mats and things. So please be careful. It's extremely hot. I've lost my fingertips. I've got no fingerprints. So please be careful. Pour it on there. Make sure it's on a metal tray so it's easy to move. Much bigger than the space you're making the brittle. So the largest pan you can find, pop it in that. Pour it on, and at this point work quickly to roll the pan round to move all the brittle mixture everywhere. Again, please be careful because the hotter it is, the quicker it runs. You don't want it going all over your hands. And whilst it's still wet and moving a bit, chuck everything on. So I've chucked whole pieces of the banana on, half smashed pecans, really smashed up pecans and really smashed up banana bits. And that's just beautiful, crumbled up on top of here. For the salted caramel, Where am I?
Kitchen.
I use 100 grams of brown demerara sugar, 100 grams of sticky toffee pudding, salted caramel icing sugar, 100 grams of demerara, 100 grams of salted caramel icing sugar, just to add to that flavour for me. Melted that all together with 50 grams of butter, and then I poured in 100 grams of cream, double cream. Bubble that up for a bit, and then pour it on top of your loaf while it's still warm. Both of them are still warm. And as you can see, it makes a beautiful glaze on there. The reason I like to use demerara sugar for the salted caramel on this is it makes a crunchy salted caramel. So you have crystallised bits from the demerara sugar still in there that have all combined together. And it's just beautiful. I like to have that nice sweet crunch on there. There's nothing worse than soggy sauce, soggy cake or whatever. Because if you add too much, it will go a bit soggy. That's why I raised it up and dribbled it over and left it to go down. So as it's cooled, it's kind of set on top. So it's not too much, not too little. But that bite of the sugar crystals is just beautiful. But I am weird, so I'm not going to lie. But that takes an hour and 15 minutes in the oven at 160 degrees Celsius in an oven. Or gas mark 3, I believe it is. Don't bother adding the pan of water to the base of the oven. You don't need baking belts on these. They cook perfectly on their own. But other than that, I think that is about everything. Has anybody got anything to say? Thank you for not disturbing me on that.
I did right well then.
I'm really proud of you.
Even though I was doing little mimes in background.
Oh, it was messing in the background, putting me off.
Will the recipes be on S&C website?
They will be. I will send them over to Carol. I will pop them up on the website tomorrow morning once I've got decent photos of them. Or I might do the decent photos tonight once the hob's cooled down. Stop doing the robot! But no, that is everything, guys. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, and I hope you enjoy making these goodies. Nice and easy, and it's a nice twist on a banana bread loaf that everyone seems to be doing at the minute. Please don't forget to like and share this post.
Like and share.
Like and share for a chance to win a £25 voucher.
What's a baking belt?
A baking belt's what goes around the edge of your tins to stop them burning. I've not even got one made up. I usually use folded newspaper and string, but it stops the edges of your cake cooking too much and burning before the centre of your cake.
Oh, is that what I fetch back papers for?
Yes.
Alright.
So yes, other than that, I really appreciate everything. Carol will do the draw for everything next week. It's usually a Monday. If you're not sure of who's doing lives when, please go to the Sugar and Crumbs page. Sugar and Crumbs with nifty nozzles.
Focus.
With nifty nozzles.
Oh, there's that person that won speedboat.
Stop telling people she's won a speedboat. She's not won a speedboat.
That's what she could have won.
So if you want to see the guide of what everyone's, all the lives are on, because I believe there is 10 lives, a few previews, and a couple of the Cupcake Bouquet classes this week. So it is a very, very busy week with Sugar and Crumbs this week. So please pop over to the page, have a look for the photo, and save it to your phone. Look for everybody. Carol's popping these at once a week so you know who's on and when. Granted, most people know what they're doing beforehand. I decided I was doing these 3 or 4 hours before the live.
Are you back next Wednesday? It's Tuesday today, isn't it?
It's Tuesday today, so I'm either a Monday or a Tuesday, because that's when Mark is off work, so that's our days. So he can help me with the camera and ask any questions that's need be. Stop that! He's doing robot in background.
She shared it again. She thinks she's going to get 2 speedboats.
It only works if you share it once, because it'll show your name once. But we do appreciate everything.
She lives in flats. There's no bloody speedboat.
No, it's a £25 voucher. Stop with the speedboat.
Oh, right.
So yes, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. I really appreciate everyone joining in. I'm going to smack you if you don't
What's
stop.
betting? Danielle has to remind Mark to press finish button. Well, you've just ruined it for everybody.
Yeah.
Haven't you?
So yeah. Raspberry and honey flapjacks. Sticky toffee banana bread with banana and pecan brittle with a crunchy salted caramel sauce to go over the top. It's really nice, really yummy. It's a nice twist to everything everyone's been making recently. It's a good way to get rid of those bananas that have just been sat. So yes, thank you so much everybody for joining us. I really appreciate it. I love when you all join us. If
Still
anyone
got
wants...
171 people here.
Oh, I'm so glad. If anyone wants my packs that I mentioned earlier, they're all at www.danielsweettreats.co.uk, and that's where I sell my aprons and all the packs, available individually or as bundles. There's multiple bundle options, and they are on sale. They're constantly on sale for the big bundles. So yes, other than that, I believe that is everything that I need to talk to you about, and I look forward to seeing you all next week. So thank you everybody, and have a lovely night.
Oh, she were right, weren't she? Oh, bugger, she were right.
Good night, guys.
Ta-ra.